ain't going back. Not gonna buy into all that. Hey, hey, ain't gonna hide. Gonna let all the fear slide. Got mother nature, it's on my side. Got a whole of the loving growing inside.
All right, everyone, hold on to your bootstraps. Pick up your dress if you've got one. Take down your shirt, sit back. Have a nice drink of cold water and prepare. Cambell and I have been chatting about what we're going to do, the new direction of our feelings. Circuit, we'll call this one. Know thy enemy. Why are you here? What's going on? Where are you going? And really, what the F in all of the nonsense that's going on? Have you noticed, as I've noticed, Cambell, that this place is a big booby hatch, top to bottom, side to side? Everyone I've known, including myself, it seems like we're all on some sort of weird pathway that isn't allowing the kind of happiness that our hearts probably feel is possible for all of us.
Yes, it's an insane asylum, and we're told so much by all these great spiritual, amazing people that we're supposed to listen to that no, we should only focus on the happiness and the good. You can't focus on the bad. You can't know thy enemy, right? But and I've said it all the time. If you don't know you got a problem, you can't fix it, right? So we definitely. There's a lot of stuff going on. Who knows someone who seems to be a different person than they were just a month ago or a year ago? This is getting crazy, guys. So it's time to get down, right? It's time to get real. And if we're going to solve this, we've got to talk about it. So, I've said it before. We've been invaded. If you're not aware, look around.
Okay.
So, who is this enemy? Should we start there?
Let's. So how have we been invaded? Everyone knows the Trojan horse story, right? Everyone knows the secrets of war, of the best ways to conquer an enemy is for the enemy not even to know they're at war, right? To be docile, to sit back, to be snuck in. So if you consider what's going on, like who hasn't sat back and wondered, as Cambell said, what the hell's going on? Look in someone's eyes. Look what's going on with people. Like, why is everyone encouraged to go into their thought process from the time, they go into school at 4 or 5 these days to your present life, where you can sit around and get lost in thoughts, lost in fears, lost in, reflections. Let's reflect on that. Let's consider that. Let's have another discussion. Let's have a man's group. Everyone calm down. Everyone, meditate. Everyone figure out, where you should be. There's nothing you really need to do. This life is a ride. Even with that comedian guy, right? So that might have turned into Alex Jones, they say. Bill Hicks, right? So I used to love his stuff too, right? And I listened to it all, and I'm watching him smoking. Supposedly at 33 died of cancer, some young age, or that the old 33. So I'm going, isn't that interesting? And I love your stuff. I love his stuff. And then I remember going, yeah, man, this life's just a ride. So enjoy it, sit back. And then you go, wait a minute. Well, what's the end result of that? Well, you don't get anywhere, right? You're going to ride, you're going to roller coaster, you're going to merry-go-round, you have your experiences, and then it's over, and then you're dead. And so, like, what happens after that? So has anyone ever considered, as I've considered, maybe you've been lied to? Maybe that's bullshit. Maybe you're not supposed to be here to just be on a ride. Maybe there's something more to accomplish in this dream, in your body, in your life. And what could that possibly be?
Yeah. Pretty much every ride finishes at the same place it started, unless it's a slide down, right? So this is it. What are we doing? If we just are like, oh, it's just a ride, then we're never going to look at what the ride is, why the ride is so bumpy, why it feels like the carts are coming off the tracks, right? And this is the ultimate illusion and delusion. Is they want us to believe that we're this amazing, everything's good, and we're just love energy and spiritual, and you don't focus on the bad and all this kind of stuff. But that is the trick. Like Lorenzo said, it's the Trojan horse, which is a parasite. This is what parasites do. When a parasite, and parasites go and they lay their eggs in living creatures, in mammals, right? These insects lay their eggs in mammals, and they take them over to the point where they can control their mind. We have spiders that make cocoons for for their parasites. We have, ants that'll run up and get eaten for their parasites and all these things. But it's all done, it only works if the mammal doesn't know the parasite's there. And to the point where these have, they will inject different poisons into us so we can't feel them growing in us or biting us, right? Hence the hospital system, right?
Yeah, different
So
poisons,
yeah,
sugars, wheats.
sugar. Exactly. What eats sugar? I mean,
Yeah.
sure, some mammals eat fruit, but as far as sugar and creating sugar as a product, what creature does that? What creature keeps slaves? Do mammals do that? Anyone ever seen a lizard with its little? No. Anyone ever seen an ant nest though?
Yeah.
So we're told this is reptilian, right? They're all reptiles. They're all reptiles. It's your reptilian, and then they go, and we've all got a reptilian brain, and it's only fight or flight, so therefore reptilian bad. Look, if they're telling us that, then that's not the answer. Because
Yeah.
what are they doing? They're hiding, and they don't want to be seen.
Right. Yeah. That's, everything's backwards. So imagine everyone's told life after death is amazing. Meditate. All the so-called religions have a heaven. Be a good person. You'll ascend. The masters are coming to help you. What if it's backwards? Imagine, I shocked some people I was chatting with the other day. What if actually this is the best of it? And then when you die, it's hell. It's worse.
Yeah,
It's suffering.
yeah,
So what if they've lied? Obviously, if they tell you heaven's coming later, then you become docile. You sit around, you go, oh, well, whatever. It's a little hard. But if you knew, as I've started to see, that it's worse afterwards if you don't get better here, like why would you be gifted the ability to sit in infinity forever, on God's left side with all, the virgins and steak sandwiches, or if you're a vegetarian, right, all the beautiful fruit. If you just sit around and do nothing in this life, right, you have to earn the right to have a will, a determination, a piece of posterity, let's say. But that is something like, if you don't figure it out now, what makes you think you'll be ready later? Right? If you're not strong now, if your willpower isn't centered now, if you haven't figured yourself out now, what makes you think suddenly, like, why are you here? And I don't want to say we're here to have an experience. We're here to better ourselves for next time. We're here to come back. I think personally, we've all been tricked to be here. I think as a further example of what Campbell said, ants also keep aphids. Campbell and I talked about this before we get on. They feed them leaves. The aphids secrete sweet stuff. And what do? The ants eat the sweet stuff, right? So, if you think the Toltecs say you want to understand humanity, they never said study the monkeys. They never said study the lizards. They said sit back and watch an ant nest. And you'll
yes.
understand humanity to the T, which would explain, in my opinion, what's going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, anyone ever seen a mammal or a lizard army go to war? Of course, apart from, some tainted humans, they don't do it. Insects do. Insects, they will go. And the thing is with an insect too, if you attack one, the whole swarm will come for you. What do we see in our reality? If you are defending yourself against someone from, the corporation, and you happen to unlive them, you watch the swarm that comes for you. This is all insect behavior. This is a hive. We all say it, right? The hive mind. And of course, Lorenzo said they tell us it's all about us. We need to learn to ascend. Do we need to learn to ascend, or is that actually the asked end? And of course, when we reflect on things, the only place you can reflect on something is in a mirror. And a mirror doesn't show you who you are or the truth. It shows you an inverted or mirror image. So this is very interesting language. And this is things that we talk about and we say all the time. Just go and reflect on it.
Yeah, go
Really?
reflect on it. Calm down when your energy is supposed to get higher, your vibration is supposed to grow, and you're supposed to like why have they attacked the maleness, manhood? Because the passion, the strength, a real man, as Campbell and I are attempting to be real men, point towards freedom. They want their family to be free. They want their family to be healthy. They want their family to enjoy the fruits of their life, which in my opinion is love and imagination and the ability to grow beyond the limitations of where you may be right now. So all of these people, we're going to talk about Tartaria again briefly. You look at those buildings, you look at the energy, you look at the way they live. They were not the crazy hive-minded monkey ass people that are alive today. Most people today would go and put graffiti on the walls if they were set free into some of these Tartarian buildings and go, Billy loves Susie, and 1972 I was here, and I wonder if they deliver pizza, and can I get an extra beer with my anchovies? Like F that, really. It's like,
Mm.
why are you here? And if you feel like I feel we don't even belong here, I guess the next notable direction of your imagination would be, well, how the F do we get out of here? And what does that even entail? And maybe it's not a physical movement either, and maybe it is the wrong one where they say, calm down, come down. Maybe we should be going in the opposite direction. Maybe we should be getting more and more excited, more upset,
Well,
more
mm,
confrontational, not less, in what needs to be looked at, done, and acted upon.
yeah, yeah. Well, mammals don't go to war, but they definitely defend. And
Mm,
that's where we are. We need to defend. We can't take this stuff on it. And of course, it's been going on, for 30, 40 years now in schools, this whole, ADD, ADHD thing, which is basically that kid's not calming down.
yeah,
Let's put them on drugs, right? Drugs. And again, what's the only creature in this realm that can make, poisons and chemicals? It's insects. It just is, right? And what are they telling us at the moment? What's old Klausy boy saying? Eatsy bug. I mean, eatsy. What do bugs eat? Other bugs, right? Normally,
yeah.
eatsy
Mm,
bugs. Become one of us. Get into the hive mind.
right.
Eat your seafood, which, by the way, is just a big bug that is underwater.
Yeah. So it's really interesting in understanding how you get out of here, right? What you do. I'm going to plug, like Campbell and I have a course, Freedom's Calling You to Life's Lost Purpose. If you want to look at it with one word, those of you that know recapitulation would understand that word: to recapitulate, to look at your life, to understand yourself. Pretty much that's exactly what the course is about. You have to know, like, if you're the perceiver and you're the perceived and you see reality as you do, and let's say you're the channel understanding energy and what's coming on, you have to understand yourself. Like it's not about, you should understand yourself because it's a good thing. You should understand yourself because it's a moral thing. You should understand yourself because it's the right thing. It's all nonsense. It's a practical thing. Right? If you know how you work, you know what blockages you have, you know what obfuscations you put on, or what bends you have in your light, your reality, what warps you have in your perception, you can fix them. Right? This is a world made of light, obviously. Right? We only see 8% of the light. So you have to make yourself lighter. Right? So you got to let go of the ballast, the bullshit, the heaviness. What is that? It's your habits, your beliefs, your ideas of life, what's possible, what's not, and to allow other parts of you, dare I say, your heart. Everyone wants to live in love. I want to live in love. You ask people what they're looking for. They love, love, love. Everyone goes love. You go, all right. But does anybody even know what that really means? I would say most do not.
Mm. No, no, I don't think we do, because it's this whole consumerism thing, right? Like we're taught that love is physical, as far as you must buy roses and take them out to dinner and give them this
Diamond
and
rings.
literally
Diamond
diamond rings.
rings.
And there's literally people
Diamond
out there,
rings.
you
Put a
know,
ring on my finger.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's another ring we all have too, right? And this is the thing. They're just externalizing us, which they're putting, and the external is their illusion that they want to get us into. So, I mean, who are we really? We all think that we're seeing ourselves, but are we, or are we actually looking at a reflection through a mirror? Like, is this a mirrored image? So we're confused about who we actually are when we're the observer of all this, but we think that we're the character in the game, right? So it's like the video game, and we've all probably all heard this analogy. We're probably the person sitting there playing the game, right? But we've come into this thing. We've been convinced that we're the character in the game. Now, when you're in the game, you can't stop it. You can't jump out and hit the pause button or the end game button, can you? Until you realize that you're the one observing the game, then you can stop it.
Yeah, even further, you might be the one creating the game. Right.
Ooh.
So even just observing it, you're creating the game. So let's say you come into this body anyone looking at a child or a baby, you can see how flexible they are. You can see how much their eyes are glowing. Everyone, oh, look at her beautiful eyes. Look at the light in her eyes. Look at the laughter and the giggling. Look at what, they can get lost in a crack on the sidewalk or chase pigeons for hours and, grab a stick and, have an imagination. So what do when you grow up, when they put you in school? They rule you, right? They rule over you, a rule, a measure. So essentially they inculcate, which means force fed or raped, if you like, to be a little more, guttural on it, the rules of this game, which is not our game, right? Maybe it's the insect game. Maybe as we're put into this meat suit, this body we're born into, they grab you, they supposedly, jab you right away now when you're young, and who knows why they're doing that. They slap you, they put silver in your eyes to do something or other. They say it's to clean up whatever bad things, but I don't believe that for a second. Like, why do they put silver in your eyes right away,
Silver
immediately?
halide
Yeah,
photography.
yeah, right away, right? TV was invented for the ghosts and the monsters. Why do you sit and watch a box instead of be alive? Why do you watch a movie or even a show instead of deciding what you need to do with your life? It's all BS in that. It's all about sitting down on your couch, getting comfortable, letting the other view the tell-lie vision. We've all heard that one before, the lies of what's going on. And instead of creating, which is what you're supposed to do, you reproduce, which is what you're doing. You reproduce the parasite's dream. You remake. They even think, let's have a revolution, man. It's time for what, revolution is just to spin on your ass and go nowhere, right? It's like, why are these revolutionaries supposedly, put up like Che Guevara and even Mr. X and all of these ones that are promoted right now on TV and all this, fight the man. It's his fault. It's the black person's fault. It's the white person's fault. They were bad and now we're good. Communism is bad. Now communism is good. And USA was good. Now, and oh my goodness, China's been this. You're going, holy F. Like, where does it end? Well, it ends when you say it ends, right? It ends when you decide you don't like this game.
Yeah.
Don't try and change the rules. Make a new one or leave.
Yeah, everyone's always talking about how we're the creators in that, but they're not creating new worlds. They're just creating, what they've been told, right? They're reproducing all this stuff. And I just had a quick look. Volution, as in revolution, revolution, right. Volution, a turn or twist about a center, a spiral. One of the whirls of a spiral. So that means a revolution is just to go round and round again. That's all it means. Like this, and this is why we need to sort of start, decoding these spells. It is all spells. They've given us a language that will only explain the world that they want us to inhabit, right? And that's why we need to break this thing. And like Lorenzo said, I mean, this is about, what's the end game? We all want to get somewhere better, right? But can we do that? Can we create that if we're just going off what we've been told by people outside us, right? And I've said this so often, everything that we get is just opinion stacked on opinion stacked on opinion. But what it probably more accurately is a lie that's passed on, and then that gets passed on, and that gets passed on, and then we start believing it as truth because educated people and experts tell us it's the truth.
So what if this is a dream? Because I've heard some of the special, what if we're just in a dream? What if, like, has anyone ever imagined what happens when you sleep? Why you have those experiences? Why you have a different life if you even remember why do we have dreams? Right? What's really going on? Like, people haven't, and I don't mean dream interpretation and I lost my teeth, so I'm worried about money, or I was standing naked in the street, so that means I'm ashamed of my body. I mean, those are all nanny explanations of dreams for ninnies, in my humble opinion, once again. But what if we dream to notice that we dream? Right? What if we dreamed? Yeah. What if we dream to notice that maybe we're in a dream? Maybe this body itself is a dream. Maybe we've been hijacked into a monster's dream, the devil's dream, that 1,000 years that the devil was supposedly promised after the last 1,000 years. To me, in the timeline, I still have a strong feeling that the 1,000 years when supposedly we were in heaven was when they made all these Tartarian buildings and Tartarian. And then, Cambell is showing thousands of pictures of these empty cities. What happened to all the people at the end? Where did they all go? Like, why is it all empty? Why weren't there bones in the streets and meat rotting in the counter and half-finished drinks, left left in the forefront? But it was empty and it was clean and it was there. So what happened? Maybe the dream just ended. And you were left with the bones of the dream. And so why were we left with these hints? Was it to dig up more, ground underneath and to find, other crypts? Was it to keep looking at the beautiful buildings and to suppose, the energetic patterns? Maybe not, right? Maybe it was to understand that it was a dream and then we can dream again.
Yes, yes. Read the Never-Ending Story, a movie many people have seen, and it tells us in that we are creating the story. And in that movie, at the end, there's the great nothing, right, which is the non-imagination, and it looks like creation is ending. And then he gets the message, no, you've just got to have another dream, and then create that, or another. You need to create something different with your imagination that comes from within. And this is the problem: is we're recreating everything. Now, when you recreate, where's that information coming from?
Mm.
Outside. And what's outside? The imposed system, the overlay, if we want to call it that. So that's the same with all these, dream interpretations, right? They're based on the overlay. They're based on this system. So how can they help save us and get us out of it? It can't. So we've really got to go inside and understand that we can create, and it's trying to get away from this. Like I said, everything that we think, or pretty much, is based on this overlay, which is an illusion. So if we're playing into it, we're just dreaming their dream into existence, right? We're continuing their dream.
Okay, and I'm going to grab all of you New Agers or all of you Ascendiers or all of you lovely people, the goddess energy and male energy out there right now, and say, you're right, but in the wrong direction. In that maybe men and women have a secondary role to play with each other. And I mean play. I don't mean play as in have sex, but to play with each other. Maybe men are supposed to point towards this new dream. As Cambell and I have done, we've done probably 70, 80 videos together. And I would say they're all on one topic, pointing towards a new dream. And maybe the ladies that want to be the goddesses, that want to be the creators, maybe they're supposed to give birth to this dream. Right? I've heard all of our organs have secondary functions. I've heard the womb is a magical brain that women think through. Maybe that time of the month when most women get cranky, let's say, or upset is simply because they're not dreaming the right dream, or they're seeing their dream for what it is. Maybe they're feeling at that time and they don't know what's going on, that the dream they're living now is, the shit show that it is. And so they get irritated, they get upset with their partners, they get angry with their men, they get short-tempered because maybe the men are not pointing them towards freedom in the right direction. Right? Maybe. And so if you grow, if you share love with your partners, and they don't have to be sexual partners, right? But the people that you're growing, the people you're becoming friends with, the people of your family. Cambell's becoming part of my family. And it's not because we were even born in the same part of the world or because we're blood related. It's simply because we've chosen to share a dream of helping this crazy world to a better place. So you do get to choose your family. You do get to choose the people that you love and the people you grow with, whether they're ladies or men, because you're sharing an intent, a desire, a will, a determination for something better, irregardless of the monetary benefits or the monetary rewards, of which they're very few and far in between. I'll tell you that when you're, because the system is built on bullshit that wants to keep you enslaved. So if you help keep others enslaved, they give you lots of money. Make some movies, you'll get lots of money. Sell like the biggest stores here or the biggest lineups here. The people selling, desserts and whipped frappes and crap that'll keep you fat and docile. And then there's lineups around the block for the new cookie of the month and the flavor of the year. But what I'm really getting at is a lady. Maybe they can give birth. They don't have to reproduce. We've talked about that, but maybe they can give birth to new dreams. Maybe the organ as a secondary function, their womb can actually allow new dreams to come to. What does that mean? I don't know. But I know when most people think about being free or being better, they think in terms of the parasite, more money, 6 inches taller, sexier lady, more handsome, a faster car, like all the stuff that if you consider yourself at the end of your days means nothing. You know, you can't take your car anywhere. You can't take your sexy lady with you. Can't take your handsome man with you, right? Your bank account doesn't come with you to the, you know, to wherever you're going. So perhaps that's the wrong direction for your efforts, you know, or the political guys that are going to change the rules and allow you, you know, 6 bits instead of 3 bits. You know, it's all these garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, birth takes place, well, being born from, you know, the sacrum, right? The sacred region, which women have. So exactly, not again, they put everything to the physical, right?
Yeah.
Rather than the light and the energy, and we all run around saying it. We're light, we're frequency, we're energy. And then everything we do is physical. Everything we focus on is physical. Like this is a juxtaposition that's not going to work, right? This is the parasite hiding, and we can't see it, right? And but why we can't see it, it's growing and it's invading and it's putting its poison all through the realm. And it's, I mean, what's happened? They're terraforming. We
Yeah.
can see it. They're
Yeah.
terraforming this place. They're cutting down all the trees. They got rid of those. They've taken apart all the good vibration tech, right?
Yeah.
And you know, look now. If we didn't think that this was a slave race of people that are just running around in circles, look what's happening now. Look how people are acting. And again, this is how ants and insects farm. They have all these animals, and that they want to keep. They want to keep them healthy as far as producing the sugar or the loosh, but they don't want them to know that they're slaves, right? There was this bit in, I think it's in one of the Anastasia books, and it was about the high priest, of course, and he's watching these slaves, and all these slaves, and they're moving rocks, you know, and they're all grumbling and that, and they're sort of they're doing their work, and he's sort of looking there, going, "Oh, how can I make them work harder? How can I make them work harder?" And
Mm.
so he goes down and he sort of goes amongst the people and has a chat, and then he goes back up on his crown, on his throne, let's be serious, most of these people on thrones need to be thrown right out the door. But basically, his plan is, I'll start paying them. And all these like, you know, priests are like, what do you mean you'll pay? That's crazy. We're going to lose money. He's like, no, 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 let's pay them. You know, I'll give you $1 for every kilo of rocks you bring down, right? And so what happens? And then he says, oh, and with that money, you can then buy this, and you can buy this, and you can buy that. You can furnish your gilded cage. So people start working harder and
Mm.
working harder, and they start devising ways to get more rocks quicker, right? And all this does is the people are still moving stones all day, right? But the people on the top are getting more stones, and they're not doing anything different. They're
And they
getting a
make
lot more of what they want.
and they're giving you nothing. Think about it. Money's
Yeah, nothing.
invented.
Yeah, nothing.
Money's invented.
Because what happened is people were working harder because they thought they were getting ahead, right? They thought that they had all these
Oh yeah.
possessions, right?
It's all a promise for later, right? Like the money is a promissory note, right? It even says so. A promise for later. Promise to pay later. All the religions are a promise for heaven later. Go to school. I promise you, you'll have a good life. Save some money. So these are all promises. We all know what a promise is worth, right? And then I can also talk to all you religious nuts out there. What if the Immaculate Conception, Jesus, maybe that's what we're talking about in that a lady giving birth to a new dream has nothing to do with a man's tallywhacker. Has nothing to do with you rubbing those parts together. Maybe the dream of something is energetic. Maybe a man can point to a dream, a lady can give birth. Maybe that's when the new system came, Jesus, whatever, the new sun. Maybe that's the 1,000 years. What if Tartaria, let's say, I'm going to, my theory is as good as anybody's theory, came from an immaculate dream that was born of something new where everyone lived. Again, they didn't eat supposedly, and they didn't shit, and they had all these beautiful buildings, and who knows how they made all of these constructions. We can't even imagine. You can't do it physically. All of these buildings and constructions, they were made energetically. You can tell. Maybe they were just dreamed, into reality, because you can dream anything. You go, oh, wouldn't it be great if we had all these spires and the windows did this and it was beautiful and all these intricate designs, and then you can make it real. Right? If you try and sit there with a pencil and some cement and a crayon and some colors, you can get close and people can make beautiful things. No doubt. I've seen some amazing, crafting in this world, but to create something like that is beyond what's capable of today for just about everyone I've ever met anyways. And so maybe this immaculate conception, you can take this dreaming, you can take it all together. Maybe everyone wants to be the Virgin Mary, if you like. All the ladies want to, and then you reclaim your energy, right? You drop this dream, you can get younger. I'll even talk to all the people that want to be sexier, want to be happier, want to be healthier, they want to be stronger. It's possible, but you're not going to do it in the physical realm. You have to dream your way into it, and you can't fake it.
No, exactly. You've got to dream, and that's why it's got to be based on within, right? And we're told this all the time: go within, go within. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means make your dream your own. As soon as it's based on outside information and what other people have told you to do, like we said before, you're just recreating, right? Recreating their dream. You're not creating anything. Like this word, we tend to, spend a lot of time redoing things, right? Everything's which is not an original. An original, like it's a reproduction, right? It's a copy. So we need to get back, and this is, I think, one of the biggest blocks here, and they've done very well with the programming, is it really does come down to a base fear. I don't want to go against God. I don't want to go against whoever, the person I'm praising is. Oh, if I do that, then I might end up in hell. Well, maybe by doing that, you're going to end up in hell, right? Maybe you're going to reproduce the same experience, because if your views of the afterlife or whatever are based on this external reality which we're being given, where are you going to end up? Are you going to just reproduce that experience when you are reproduced by your next parents, right?
Of course. So notice maybe you're already in hell, right? Notice if you do have a creator, you can go to heaven. You have that ability. Also notice if you have free will, your creator is going, okay, you're in hell. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I've seen people that look after their babies and move them and give them too much and feed them and carry them around and watch out, and they turn out to be spoiled assholes.
Yeah.
So wouldn't God know the same for you? If it helps you too much, gives you too much, moves you too much, you can't get to heaven if you're spoiled fruit, right?
Spoiled,
yeah.
You
So
just
maybe
everyone else.
Rotten. So maybe God's going, all right, it gives you everything you need, let's say, even in this crazy meat suit we're born into, and goes dozo, which means up to you. Go. Wouldn't that be what you would do? If I ever had kids, I don't have any, I would let them go, fall down, burn yourself, run around, bounce on your head, whatever. If you die, you die. It's your responsibility. Other people, oh my goodness. But they're going to get strong. They're going to get adventurous. They're going to figure out who they are as fast as they possibly can. I've watched 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds, 1-year-olds run away from their parents. I watched them in the park, and they're going, fall down. The parents go pick them. They go, leave me alone, and run away again. And their parents are always going, go this way. And the kids are always going the other way. Every time. Every time the parents go, like, and let me help you, and they're batting them away. Like I'm watching, like 1-year-olds, like it's an instinct. They want to grow up and be independent and be strong and figure themselves out as fast as they can.
Yes, they want to produce, not reproduce. They want to create their own dream. They don't want external factors creating the dream for them, right?
Right.
So produce. And of course, what do they tell us? Oh no, the only producers are the people making movies, right? Making the script, making the set that we think we're all in, right? And set. An Egyptian god, right? The TV set.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're all empty vessels. People think your children's an empty vessel to be filled. That's horrible. That's beyond disgusting. An empty vessel. Ugh.
And that's what they want us to be with all this maritime, right? We're birthed and all this kind of stuff. It's an empty vessel, but this is the thing. It's not our job as parents, if you're a parent, or as anyone, right, talking to others and especially children. It's not our job to fill them up with our crap. It's not. Like you go and
horrible.
Go and find someone that you would 100% trust to raise your children or whoever your young people around you for a year, and you're like, I'm just pick you. I'm not even going to. I'll be back in a year. I'm not going to look.
Yeah.
Who would you pick? Is there anyone?
I'll be back in a year. See ya.
So if that's not true, if there's no one out there that you can pick, that means there's no one that that you agree knows anything and knows who they are, right?
Inclusive you.
So what are we filling them with? We're basically, by that, we're saying everyone's full of shit. Everyone's got the wrong idea, right? And so if that's true, then why are we filling up children with the wrong ideas? Shouldn't we just guide them a bit, maybe just sort of make sure that they've got a warm bed in this, but let them, because like Lorenzo said, you see some parents, are directing their kids all the time, right? But then you see other parents and the kids are running and they'll just sort of be, walking around after them, just sort of making sure, they don't get too far away or whatever, but not interfering, letting them explore the world, letting them understand who they are, right? Rather than giving, and of course, what is this? The antithesis of all this is school, right? The re-education camps. That's what filling kids up with crap. And when we talk about crap, that they fill you up with crap in school so that you can what? Toil all day, as Lorenzo has been telling me.
Toilet.
Toilet. Where the poo goes.
Tax right? To be pain. Like, and this is not me. Chiron last. He's a great another channel came up with most of this. So we've changed, or I've changed, and Campbell said it was all right. Our Patreon page to Beyond the Self, New Tartarian Times. So what if you have to get literally beyond your body, beyond this self? What if all these people that want to go to Tartaria, and I've seen people, oh, I'm a good person, I can bake, but what if that's not the point? What if the point isn't the music you can play? What if the point isn't the fact that you're a nice person you look at? What if the point is you literally have to get beyond this body, beyond this cage, beyond this suit of limitation, and grow into an energetic, people talk about ascending. Sure, you can ascend. It just means to go higher. So maybe the aliens aren't coming, the gurus aren't coming, the gods aren't coming. Campbell's frozen over there. What if you have to? Oh, he's back. What if maybe he was considering, maybe he ascended for a second. Maybe you literally have to ascend yourself. And maybe that means getting over your body. Maybe that means going into your secondary functions. Maybe it means if you want to go to your new Tartarian times, you want to live in these amazing ways. We said you've got to earn it, but maybe it's more than earn it. Maybe you've got to dream it. Maybe you've got to go there. Maybe you literally have to ascend. And how do you ascend? Well, things that are light go higher. Things that are heavy go lower. So you have to lighten yourself. You have to drop your burdens. You have to drop your fears. You have to drop your beliefs. You have to drop your promises. You have to drop all the crap. I mean, we all feel lighter when we've taken that load. We've dropped our loads in the morning. Oh, wasn't that great? I'm so happy that's not in me anymore, right? So to speak. So maybe it's quite simple. You drop your crap, you ascend, then you can get there, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, lighten the load. All these possessions that people keep thinking necessary for life, are they really? They're what keep us in the matrix, in the system, right? And there's maybe another circuit or grid that we could listen to, which is called nature, right? Maybe the answers are sitting under a tree, which is an antenna, rather than sitting in front of a box. All this, brutalism, right? The architecture, all these square angles, they don't exist in nature, right?
Cemetery. That's another one from Chiron last. Cemetery, same.
Yeah. What are our cities made of? Cement. What are they run by? Corporations.
Yeah, corpses.
And what do we do in them? We spend a week so we can get to the weekend, and then we can earn money. What's an urn? That's where they put dead people's ashes. This is a death cult, guys.
It really is.
Look at the language. It's a death cult, and that's again bringing it back to the insect hive mind. They're the only creatures we know about that are into death, that are into eating corpses and all this kind of stuff. And as a side note, they're the only bloodsuckers too, right? The vampires, right? We don't see mammals running around sucking other mammals' blood out. Like this is all, when you look at this. This is what's happening. We're being invaded. It's an ant. It's an ant being turned into an ant's nest.
We've been invaded. Not being. It's well on its way.
Yeah. We're almost at the end of the terraforming.
We are.
Right. The terror is forming.
Yeah. So what's going on? Like, how can if you want to look at the insect world or nature,
I'm back. Did you
lose me? How can a caterpillar become a butterfly? What's going on there? They don't even know. They go, they do this cocoon and they're in some liquid and they come up with wings. I mean, if that's not magic, I don't know what is. How can you throw one seed down and get a million pieces of fruit? Like I said, look at nature, see what's possible. It's some hints. We can go beyond, circuit to know our life, to get beyond that. Campbell has a channel spiral up. It means to get higher. It just looks like you're in the same place when you're in a spiral, right? Sometimes you go, but you're higher. Looks the same, but it's actually higher. You look the same. So, do your own spiral up, do your own explorations, figure yourself out, see where you're going. Freedom's calling you. I can't even believe 1 million people haven't taken the course, to be honest, right? I'm going to plug it again. It's like, it's all about getting to who you need to be. The cost of a steak dinner with a bottle of wine for crying out loud, that people will spend all the time. And with our courses and what we're helping you with, and with our Zoom monthly ones, you can't really help. You can't fail but to succeed if you try.
And we hear it so often about, the money. Oh my God, I don't have the money, or how dare you charge money for the truth, or for information, or all this kind of stuff. Money. Now, where is every single cent of that money going? Into the system. What's that do? That makes the system stronger. So you need to really think, if you're in that mindset of how dare they try and charge us money. Look, for starters, at the moment, we can't, we don't have the information of how to ascend into spiritual, but we also can't run away physically from the system and live in the mud
yet,
because that's not going to be good. But we can progressively walk out of the city,
or
right?
Fly.
Yeah, or fly. So basically, we still need to live, right? Is what I'm trying to say. Like, people, and anyone who says this to me, oh, how dare you? I say, well, do you have a job? Yes, I have a job. Okay, so you obviously do that for free. You don't want any recompensation for your time and effort. Oh, what do you mean? Oh,
and
really?
Even going a little further, because hearts always want to help. Anybody that seriously considers this very video, this one video we did, it's going to be about an hour long when it gets out. We've given all the answers. We literally have. We've given all the answers as far as we know them. We've given all the hints as far as we figured it out. Everything in our course has been explained a lot quicker and a lot simpler and much more to the point in this 1 hour, in this one chat. So if you don't need to take the course, if you get it, you're sitting there going, okay, I got it. Thanks, guys. I'm on my way. New dream coming. I'm flying. We're going to go. Oh, my goodness. Let us know. I'm so happy to hear about it. It's beautiful.
Amazing.
And we've done our job. You don't have to give us a penny then, right? Done. Nothing. But if you want some physical assistance, some aid, some walking through, some carrying through, some wiping your own ass through your own challenge, and really that's basically what it is. You're wiping your own energetic ass. Well, probably, there's some recompensation that should be given for that, and in the end,
And this is the thing. If we're all living out, in the Garden of Eden, then none of us would need any of this. But we are where we are. Yeah. And unless we understand that we're here, then we can't fix it. Unless we understand there's a problem, we can't fix it. And the biggest thing really is you need to trust yourself. You need to ask better questions, because every religion, every New Age book, all this dogma, it's all based on the system of the parasite, right? I mean, seriously, you look at all these self-help gurus, and really, they teach all this stuff and, be this and mindful, but really the end game of it all is to get more money, to build, to get more possessions, to become more possessed by the system. So is that really the dream we want to dream? And, Lorenzo mentioned, trees and seeds and things before. I mean, is that how a tree grows? Is the seed dreaming the tree? Because you look out at the trees, go find me 2 trees that look the same. If they don't look the same, they haven't come off a blueprint. It's a dream, right? They're all producing something different.
That's what the faith of a mustard seed basically means. We have the faith of a mustard seed. So a seed is a dream, yet to take root and grow, we'll say.
Seed your own dreams, guys. And we hear, the answers are inside, and we all dance around saying this stuff, but what does that mean? Have you really? I'm going to go to hell if I think this will happen that into existence. So why not dream something better, and stop reproducing and start producing?
There you go. Well, maybe we've come to an end of this one. Dreaming something better. It might change the title. We'll see. I'm going to get this up and put together as soon as possible. We'll get it up. I guess I'll put it on the New Now Fast, and then, we'll allow others that want to join us as much as they wish. Subscribe, all those lovely things. Go to Freedom's Calling You. We'll leave the links below. Support us as you can. or take this video and run to the heavens by yourself, and maybe we'll see you there down the road. It's all fantastic, but the bottom line is, don't cry or complain. We're not interested. If it's helpful,
we aren't. And yeah, like Wednesday said, there's 90 or 100 videos we've done, so go watch them all. If you want free content, it's out there.
It's out there,
right? But if you want to, if you've got questions, if you want better questions, then that's out there too. And it's probably about time that we started thinking about our second course, and I think it was going to be a lot more on practicality. Like, it's going to be a lot more, let's cut the crap, right? Cut the crap, right? The system, and get into this kind of stuff. How do we actually start creating a new dream? But it's going to be a course that you're going to have to understand certain things to get there. So if you feel you need to get there, and if this is the path you want to take, then check out the links below, guys. There's, like I said, there's websites. Lorenzo's done lots of articles. There's courses, and yeah, we're all doing this just to help you dream a better dream.
Go to newagora.ca. With some lovely people, we did 11 years of monthly print, all dedicated. And we had Elect to Govern Yourself on every single cover. We made no money. I think after 11 years, I was left with a debt I had to pay. At best we broke even, and that's because the printer had a heart and allowed us to leave without paying what was owed from 4 or 5 months when the shenanigans happened, right? Through his love. And I thank you very much for that. A shout out to you. I won't mention any names in case you don't want me to. So, we've tried, we've toiled,
near the toilet.
We've toiled in this toilet. It's all there. Maybe I will call this one the challenge of choice. That's the live stream Cambell and I were going to do. We will do that next week. So for anybody who watches us with this, come see, challenge of choice, beyond the self. Maybe that's what it really comes to. You challenge yourself to find a new choice, so that you can act on these choices, and you don't take what's given to you as a choice. You have to find your new, it's what I call challenge of choice. Someone says you can become a doctor or a lawyer, an accountant or a veterinarian. It's not a challenge. They've given you the choice. So maybe the real challenge is you got to find a new, you got to figure out your own choices, right? It's about being free. It's about governing yourself. It's about figuring out what your choice is, and not letting anyone give you, like you can have Coke or Pepsi, you can, you can work 9 to 5 or 8 to 6. It's your choice, which is really no choice at all.
No. So that's probably a good place to start. Like, do you even know what choice is?
Yeah.
Like, do you? Because if it's based on the outside world and like this or this, that's not a choice.
No, it's not a choice.
Program.
Yeah. It's like a computer, 1 or 2 or 0 or 1, binary code, multiple choice questions. But if you want to choose F, and your choice is not here, no choice. All right, everyone. I love you very much. newagora.ca, Autodidactic, Spiral Up, the New Now, our Tartarian channel, Beyond the Self, New Tartarian Times. We'll leave all the links below. Like, subscribe, join us, share. Get the hell out of here. If you're already free, that's great. Go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother us. If you want to take this information and run away, but if you're going to complain, well, that just says you're showing some pain. Pain just means you have some pains you need to look at and fix, and it's not our fault. It's yours.
Compacting the pain. Yep, that's the thing. And if you know all this stuff, then why are you here?
Yeah.
Why haven't you already left?
Yeah, you know it all. Get out of here. You don't have to be in this channel. You don't have to go to channels. You don't have to go to our station. You don't have to read nothing. Yeah. Just head into the woods, head into heaven. Go. Great. I wish you the best.
All right, so we'd love you to come on our journey. Like we learned, they said, all the links are below. We'll be live next Friday, the 28th.
Yes.
To come and join us, 7 a.m. in the morning in Australia.
And yes, 27th in North America. And
27th in North America. Links will be up soon. But we'd love, if you're looking for better questions, new ways to dream, come along and join us on the journey.
Bye-bye, everyone. See you on the next one.
Stay awesome.
Lie to my heart. No one tells me where I should start.